We all know Owen Jones, the left-wing Guardian columnist and the so-called, as he says, the champion of the working class. So much that he has even written a book defending the working class. But having said that, his record on this subject is not really consistent. For example, a few years ago, before the Brexit vote, he came out in defense of the working class to essentially promote the idea of Brexit and ask for an EU referendum. Owen Jones wrote in The Guardian that the left must put Britain's EU withdrawal on the agenda. Progressives should be appalled by the European Union's ruination of Greece. It's time to reclaim the Eurosceptic cause. Owen Jones essentially coined the phrase Lexit, which stood for the left-wing exit of the European Union. He said that the Lexit may be seen as a betrayal of solidarity with the left in the EU. And he continued basically by saying that what's been happening in Greece and the Syriza's experience showed that this cause should be on the agenda. But in any case, the threat of Brexit would help them. Germany has little incentive to change tact. It benefits enormously from the current arrangements. He finished by saying that the case for Lexit grows ever stronger, and at the very least, more of us need to start dipping our toes in the water. Now, so far, so good. He's been essentially defending the sovereignty and democracy in Britain and in the interest of the working classes. But then after the EU referendum vote, this happened. He's recently written an article targeting the left-wing working class Brexit voters, telling them to stop trying to make Lexit happen. Not gonna happen, guys. Lexiteers often mock two positions, remain and reform, or unite with other progressives forces to try and change the EU from within. So he went from having a sensible narrative in defense of democracy and freedom for ordinary people to now advocating a second EU referendum and remaining inside the European Union. But this isn't the first time that Owen Jones has shown his hypocrisy when it comes to ordinary people and basically logic. With all this Brexit stuff going on and the uncertainty, obviously the market has been reacting, and one element is the way the pound has decreased slightly, and the Owen Jones has now attacked this situation, saying that the pound is going down and this is bad for ordinary people. If there's a run on the pound already, what's going to happen when no deal actually hits? And just imagine what the Tories would be saying if this was happening under a Labour government. So apparently he clearly cares about the effects that the pound going down has on the country and ordinary people out there. But in reality, he wrote in his own book, Chavs, The Demonization of the Working Class, the exact opposite.
But above all, it was allowing the value of the pound to soar that did for industry, making its exports far more expensive than overseas competitors. By 1983, after just 5 years, nearly a third of manufacturing had vanished from Britain's shores. Once thriving working-class communities lay in ruin.
Yeah, so back then he was basically criticizing having a strong pound because a strong sterling would damage the working classes. And now a weak sterling would damage the working classes. I mean, pick a side, Owen. Pick a side. I'm going to be nice and give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not doing this on purpose. Yeah. But it's probably because he doesn't really know much about economics and how the financial situations work. For example, when the Conservatives came into government a few years ago and started to change the tax system and the tax rates, he, without realizing the facts, he went on a complete attack saying that the Conservative cabinet members are millionaires and this is going to help them, basically. But fortunately, we had Andrew Neil teaching him a basic lesson on how taxation works.
You said in the script that this budget hands a majority of the cabinet a cheque worth £40,000. How do you work that out?
Well, the average top-rate taxpayer will save £10,000. 14,000 millionaires will get over £40,000. And the number of millionaires, there's 23 millionaires in this cabinet, out of 29 ministers, and the majority of those will get up to £40,000.
But they don't earn £1 million a year.
Well, it depends on who you're talking
There's
about.
no one in the cabinet earning £1 million a year.
Well,
so how?
Well, George Osborne himself.
Where would the 40,000? You're assuming that because you're worth £1 million, that you get £1 million a year. This is a tax on income. No one in the cabinet's making £1 million a year. They may be worth £1 million and more, but they're not earning £1 million.
These are people.
Correct?
Well, it depends.
So the 40,000 figure's not right.
Well, it depends actually, because a lot of them themselves, in terms of as couples, are earning huge amounts of money. But the fact is, they're rich.
Well, they'll pay
friends.
separate tax.
If we look at the Conservative Party, over half of Conservative funding comes from the city. It is a party which is funded largely by millionaires,
I'm
they
simply
themselves.
saying, is it your claim tonight that there are many people in the cabinet who are, as we speak, earning £1 million a year?
Well, I'd like to see the whole cabinet and all Tory MPs come clear about their earnings, including.
Well, they have to as cabinet ministers, don't they, Alistair Campbell? As a cabinet minister, you have to declare your income.
Well, I think cabinet minister salaries are published.
Yeah, but you also have to declare any other.
But that's why I find it very odd today when
It's astonishing. Basically, his argument is that just because a few of the Conservative cabinet members are worth millions or have a lot of savings, again, just like the Labour shadow cabinet and the front bench, who also have millionaires on their front benches, but because they have a lot of savings, the income tax cuts and reforms basically help them. No. Income tax is based on your income, not savings. And government ministers definitely don't earn £1 million. But going back to the flip-flop that Owen Jones does every now and then, as you've seen over the last couple of years, he's been a massive and passionate defender of Jeremy Corbyn, his old mentor. But when things were slightly going wrong for Jeremy, just before the 2017 general election, when he was 20 points behind Theresa May, Owen had a different opinion. In November 2016, Owen Jones said, "Jeremy Corbyn, a person who will never win a British general election. I know him personally, and I know he never wanted to be leader. It was presented as a sense of obligation. He never anticipated this result and now leads the party without having any experience." In February 2017, he said that the left has failed badly. I find it hard to vote for Corbyn. They have made lots of bad mistakes. There has been a lack of strategy, communication, and vision. And in March 2017, he said, "My passionate and sincere view is that Jeremy Corbyn should stand down as soon as possible in exchange for another left-wing MP being allowed to stand on for leadership in his place. All to stop both Labour and the left imploding, which is what is currently on the cards." Oh, poor Jeremy Corbyn. He can't even trust his old friends to at least consistently support him. But in defense of Owen Jones, wait, did I actually just say that? Yeah. In defense of Owen Jones, his flip-flopping and his lack of actual consistency is actually, he's learned it from his old mentor, Jeremy Corbyn. As you've seen, obviously, Jeremy has recently been a passionate advocate for the second EU referendum and the whole European Union concept. He wants the UK to ignore the will of the people and the referendum result and to stay inside the EU. But Jeremy once was a big campaigner for Brexit. If you don't remember, watch this.
If you succeed in getting a no vote here, that will be such a boost to people like us all over Europe that do not want to live in a Europe of the 21st century. I'm pleased you're having a referendum. I wish we were having a referendum in Britain. I obviously hope and believe that the Irish people will vote no in October, but don't scrap your posters, don't recycle them, because you're going to need them for a third referendum. Because I've just got a feeling they're going to keep on voting until they get the answer they want.
Both Jeremy Corbyn and Owen Jones, such champions of the working classes, right? Now, as someone who grew up in a council estate in Lewisham, I still go back every now and then to visit family. When I see the friends and old neighbours, I still kind of ask them every now and then to kind of see what their view is. The people who used to vote Labour, at this point, nope, not going to happen. Impossible. They don't see people like Corbyn or Owen Jones representing their best interests. Now make sure you share this video across social media so everyone knows the truth about these working class heroes. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter handle should be down here. If you want to support this channel, you could become a member. You could join the Cabinet Club. The link will be in the description again as usual. And don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell next to it, because you won't get notified that my videos are up. It will be obviously daily, but make sure you actually click on the bell. And I'll see you tomorrow with a new video.